You don't need to spend a fortune to enjoy a perfectly glazed donut. You just need to know which brands are worth checking out. Hostess powdered donuts really hit that sweet spot for fans of classic simple treats. Their delicate powdered sugar coating gives them a light, powdery touch that feels nostalgic and comforting. Plus, their small size makes them super snackable without being too heavy or overly sweet. The moist, soft cake inside offers just the right texture balance. Not dry, not dense, which keeps you coming back for more. And while they might not have a complex flavor punch, their straightforward, mellow sweetness is a big part of why they're such a beloved classic. If you're after a powdered donut that's easy to enjoy anytime and brings a little nostalgia with each bite, these donuts are a solid go-to. Have you tried them before? Or are you thinking of grabbing a pack soon?
Donut, mind if I do?
Katz gluten-free glazed donuts definitely break the mold when it comes to allergy-friendly treats, and that's why they deserve their high ranking. It's pretty amazing how they manage to deliver that classic fairground sweetness and soft, cake-like texture without gluten, dairy, soy, or nuts. The frozen aspect might feel like a hassle at first, but warming them up just right, like your 30-second microwave tip, really brings out the best in them. It's impressive that even after freezing, the donuts stay moist and tender, something that's notoriously tricky with gluten-free baked goods. For anyone juggling dietary restrictions but still craving that nostalgic glazed donut experience, Katz is definitely a go-to. Have you tried pairing them with coffee or a special spread? I bet they'd be a game changer for morning treats. Entenmann's plain donuts really prove that you don't need to overcomplicate things to win hearts. That modest 8 grams of sugar hits a sweet spot that satisfies without going overboard, which is perfect for anyone wanting a treat that's indulgent but not overwhelming. Their moist texture is definitely the star here. It makes every bite feel fresh and comforting, just like a classic homemade donut should. And yes, pairing them with your morning coffee sounds like a match made in heaven. If you're someone who appreciates the timeless charm of a straightforward donut, Entenmann's nails it. Plus, with their variety of flavors, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Have you tried any of their other flavors yet? Target's glazed donuts sound like a solid, crowd-pleasing option that captures the nostalgic feel of a homemade treat. And with only 9 grams of sugar, they keep things just sweet enough without going overboard. That gooey yet balanced glaze paired with a moist, cakey interior really hits the comfort food vibe perfectly. It's interesting how the expectation of a more intense, candy-like sweetness affected the overall experience, though. Sometimes our taste buds want a little extra punch. Still, for anyone craving that classic glazed donut vibe, Target's version sounds like a tasty and affordable pick. Do you think their subtle glaze might actually be a bonus for those who don't want an overpoweringly sweet donut? Little Debbie Mini. Frosted donuts sound like a classic crowd pleaser, perfectly sized for a quick indulgence with that nostalgic feel everyone loves. The yellow cake's softness strikes a nice balance, avoiding dryness while keeping things light, which is important in mini treats. The chocolate coating hitting that middle ground between too sweet and too bitter is a smart move, especially for those who want a chocolate hit without it being overwhelming or artificial. While they might not have the richness of gourmet chocolate, the balance sounds just right for everyday snacking. Definitely a dependable go-to for anyone craving that sweet, comforting donut vibe without going over the top. Have you tried pairing them with a cup of coffee or milk? That combo could elevate the experience even more.
Here's to you, little Debbie!
Walmart's chocolate cake. Donut holes with sprinkles definitely sound like an interesting find. Rich cocoa flavor is always a plus for chocolate lovers. That funky or slightly bitter note you mentioned might be a hint of dark cocoa, or maybe a touch of natural cocoa bitterness, which can actually add some depth and keep the sweetness from becoming cloying. It's a bummer about the sprinkles lacking crunch, though. Sprinkles are supposed to add that fun texture contrast, and when they fall flat, it's noticeable. Still, if you're after a solid chocolatey bite, these seem like a pretty decent option, especially if you like your treats with a bit more depth. Would you say the texture of the donut holes themselves holds up well? Or is it more the flavor that carries them? Aldi's Bake Shop powdered mini donuts sound like a classic case of too much of a good thing, especially when it comes to that intense powdered sugar coating. When the texture feels undercooked and soggy, it really kills the joy of a donut, which thrives on that light, fluffy bite. That weird, fruity note in the powdered sugar is definitely a head-scratcher. Maybe some unexpected flavor additive or cross-contamination? Either way, it's an odd choice that seems to throw the whole experience off balance. Good to know they're not totally terrible, but if you're hunting for a satisfying powdered donut, it sounds like there are better bets elsewhere. Would you say these are worth a one-time try just for curiosity's sake? Or best to skip entirely?